Ready? Just make it like relax. Alright. Maisha, tell me about why do young people feel lonely intensely rather than older adults?
Can I start from the beginning?
Sure, why not?
So, so loneliness is actually a mental situation where someone felt isolated by their surroundings. You can still feel lonely, but you can still feel lonely even though you're in the middle of a packed crowd. Loneliness is a bit, how do I say this? Yeah, loneliness is a physical situation as much as hunger tells us that we need food, loneliness tells us that we need social interaction. So why what is the question again?
Young people feel lonely intensely rather than older adults.
So as research says, do you know that actually the one who experiences loneliness more is actually teenagers?
Yeah.
This is quite shocking because most people would just assume that it's old grands because they're old. They're about they don't really have anything to begin with because they don't really have the strength. They don't really have the skill so much to interact with the other, with the blending in with the teenagers. But it is actually the teenagers. So, why is the majority teenagers? This one of the main reasons is because they're experiencing identity changes. This can be quite disruptive because one's interests might collided with their friends, ending up they'll mostly end up parting ways because they just can't connect how they used to be. The end, I guess.
So, as a teenager, now I discussed about your experience. Have you experienced feeling lonely in your life?
Quite a lot, I must say.
Quite a lot. In what moment?
What moment? Often group projects. Do I explain? How do I say this? Yeah, my class had their own circle, like social circles. Sometimes they will just interact with the others, like purposely ignoring the other classmates. Mm, how do I feel left out in this situation is because yeah, they're just talking with each other. I'm being purposely ignored here.
Do you think to do your talk, you need to extra work, like extra work, yeah, for talking to them?
Sorry,
Work hard.
do I need to work hard? Actually, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay, it's okay. Yeah, I do need to put some extra efforts just to talk to them.
This will solve. But for you, do you sometimes feel annoyed with this attention?
Really annoyed, to be honest.
How do you cope with it?
How do I cope with it? I would just do my assigned work. I don't really pay minds to them because what am I supposed to do in this situation?
Right, so it just like focus on your job or your way. No need to focus on them.
Mm-hmm.
what do you think about this statement? About, sometimes uh, you will sacrifice your happiness just for fulfilling people's happiness.
As in like being a people pleaser.
Yes, you become a people pleasure. So what do you think about that statement? Do you want to be that part?
Asking for my opinion, I really hate to be that type of person because what do you mean I have to sacrifice my efforts, my energy, my happiness just to make them happy? What about me?
Because there are so many people who are doing that right now because they don't want to be loved. Like they want to try to push people to be their friends, so they will sacrifice their happiness even when they don't enjoy it. They just like follow whatever everyone's asking to do because they think about the first feeling, but actually they don't enjoy it. So for me, just leave that. Like comfort zone, leave your comfort zone. Maybe not comfort zone, but just like to be a people pleasure is not. It is kind of for me complicated to do. No need.
It's pretty much just draining our energies.
Yes. Yeah, it's happening for us as employees. Or when we work under company, of course you need to make the organization or the boss happy. So sometimes we don't feel happy, but we get the pressure that we have to do that. It happens in the real life actually. Alright. The next question is about bullying. Actually, probably, maybe in school life, I think not only previous years, nowadays era also bullying happens everywhere. So how do you see that?
Say that like what?
For example, in your class, there is bullying that everyone has to talk to understand who is inside the class, or that one becomes quiet, like alone, feel lonely, or something.
Hmm, there's actually one quiet case of bullying in my class. There's this one person I will name, okay?
Yeah, you can just
They're often left out because of their looks or and how they act around others. I I really get the feelings that you need to act up to keep up with others' energy just so that you can fit in. I really get the feelings of that. But this person is a little too energetic to the point that the bullies will just ignore. Not really ignore because mm,
you, like don't care about that person, like whatever that person say, like
yeah, I sometimes would catch them giving the sinister looks.
oh, you know, when you share about it, it remember when in the past.